Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to CORNFLAKES Gaming. Welcome back to the tech news of CORNFLAKES Gaming. Today is Thursday, 24th October, and we are going to cover all the tech news that has happened since Tuesday, 22nd of October. And today we are going to cover the tech news coming right off from AMD and Intel. So stick right till the end of the video and I hope you enjoy. So let's start off with a little bit of Intel, and it's not going to be quite long. But so Intel Core Ultra 200 is not to launch for another 2 days, but here's a chance for the people who are living in the UK to get their hands into it. Well, where someone in the UK is offering a Core Ultra 7 265 processor for $450, but as we saw in the retail prices, it was $379. And the $450 is kind of not so attractive to the customers and everything. But for the people who wants to get an early hand into it, who feels it's more important for them to get an early hand, you may actually have a chance right now. So let's start off with AMD. The AMD Ryzen 7 9800X 3D packaging got leaked, and the second gen 3D V cache has been teased in the following packaging. So the only difference that has been rumored since the whole AMD Ryzen 7 packaging is X3D would be highlighted on the front side of the package, but in fact Ryzen 7, the 7 nomenclature has been highlighted in the front packaging. Other than that, the rest of the rumors, starting from the core count, that is 8 cores, base clock speed of 4.7, boost clock speed of 5.2, L3 cache of 32 MB plus 64 MB, 3DV cache, and a TD of 120 watts remains the same. This confirms the specification of the Ryzen 7 9800X 3D, and when it's compared to the Ryzen 7 7000X 3D, which is the best processor right now at the market, it is expected to be 8% better in the gaming performance, and it is also anticipated that there will be a 15% improvement over the 7800X 3D in multi-threading workloads. As I mentioned, the 3D V cache has been teased. The packaging exclusively mentions the next gen 3D V cache, which is the 96 MB L3 configuration. It's also expected to have better thermal performance than the previous gen. Now, according to the leaks of the description of the Ryzen 7 9800X 3D, it will be supported by all the AM5 motherboards, including the recently X870E and the 870, last gen's X670E and B650 series, plus A620 motherboards with BIOS updates. Very interesting fact up right here is nowhere they mention that it will be supported by the B650 motherboards. Now these leaks also confirms the fact that the AMD will support memory overclocking up to 800 memory transfers per second, but we have already seen that the CPU can reach up to 8800 memory transfer per second. Finally, AMD has not yet confirmed the pricing for the CPU though. So on the other hand, we have the Z2 processor, the Z2 Extreme, which in the previous leaks it was misunderstood that it will have only 12 core counts. In the recent leaks, it confirms the fact that it's gonna have 16 core counts. Now, to compensate with this whole misunderstanding, the leakers have also given us the overview of the core count situation in the Z2 Extreme. Out of the 8 cores of the Z2 Extreme, the first 3 cores will feature a Zen5 architecture, and the rest 5 cores will feature a Zen5C architecture. What this basically means is the first 3 cores will be the performance cores, and the rest 5 cores will be the efficient cores. Now, off to our last news of CORNFLAKES Gaming, and the most biggest news of all. ARM is suing Qualcomm at this moment for a specific reason. And Qualcomm being the biggest contributor to the ARM architecture processors, that includes your phones and your laptops. We have been using Qualcomm Snapdragon for ages at this moment, for decades. So it's kind of a big of a threat if ARM actually wins this argument. Now, back in 2022, Qualcomm acquired Nuvia, and Nuvia, being an independent ARM company, had an independent license of making ARM chips. Now, this license was a non-transferable license according to the contract, and when they purchased Nuvia under their own brand name, according to the contract, they should have destroyed all the ARM architecture created by Nuvia. But recently, Snapdragon came out with the Snapdragon 8 Elite, the most fastest processor in the mobile industry, and they made a big deal of it. And what it also comes is with the Oryon computing unit, which is originally a product of Nuvia. And they are also threatened with the fact that Qualcomm will lose its license to make ARM architecture processors. Now, since it's not according to the contract, ARM has full authority to sue Qualcomm. And that's what the allegation says. The allegation says that Qualcomm needs to fix their most fastest processor at this moment, the Snapdragon 8 Elite, or they are threatened with a lawsuit. And they are also threatened with the fact that Qualcomm will lose its license to make ARM architecture processors. Well, with all that said, with all the overwhelming news from today, starting from AMD, Intel, and specifically Qualcomm, we never covered Qualcomm previously because there was no such big deal. But right now, Qualcomm is facing some real lawsuits right now. Well, you need to understand the depth of this whole situation. If ARM actually wins this accusation against Qualcomm, the majority of the mobile devices and the laptop devices that uses Qualcomm as its chip, the manufacturer of these mobile phones will no longer be able to manufacture any more products, and that's going to impact the whole mobile industry and the laptop industry. On the other hand, in the internet, if you have seen, there are a lot of news about this. Qualcomm is trying to acquire Intel. So in terms of company, even if Qualcomm loses the lawsuit against ARM about the whole ARM architecture and about the whole situation, it can still move on by purchasing Intel and having a bigger company. The whole mobile industry will face the consequences of this lawsuit, basically, is what I'm trying to say. Anyways, guys, with that said, thank you for joining CORNFLAKES Gaming. I hope this video was informative enough, and please leave your thoughts in the comment section. Leave a like, subscribe, share these videos with your friend, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.